Santiago Rodríguez Pozo. Did I say it right?
Yeah, very well.
Yes, I got it. Yes. I always feel stupid like saying that and stuff. I feel like I'm forcing it.
How do you say thank you?
Yeah, exactly.
So
thank
it's
you.
like everyone says the same,
Rodriguez.
and everyone can say thank you and they never complain, and it's the same.
Is it true? Is it true that like it comes from a king that had a lisp?
No, I don't think so.
No?
It's
Because I heard this urban legend that
probably
there was like a Spanish king that had a lisp, and then he forced everybody in the south to just speak like this.
No, actually, it's the opposite. In the south, they pronounce more like S. So you have all kind of accents, and actually in South America is soft is a softer sound. In south of Spain as well. So it really depends. There are some places that what you say they have ceceo, that they pronounce everything like cece, like that. But in other places it's ceseo, that they pronounce it as an S. So it really depends on the region.
I like this introduction to linguistic semantics with the Spanish language.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tell me a story, please. Take me from the beginning, Santiago.
So I was born in Madrid, in Spain. Actually, it's in a small village next to Madrid. So I was not living in the city till I was 5 years old. Then I moved to another city in Castilla. Actually, it's the province where you have the windmills of Don Quixote. We say Don Quixote, but this is the region where they are. And I didn't move to the city till I was maybe 9 or 10 years old. So my mom is a teacher, and at that time when you pass the exam to become a teacher, they could assign you anywhere in the country.
They would like send you. They would send that teacher. Wow.
So you pass all the exam, you become a civil servant, and then I think you are like 2 years somewhere waiting for your final destination.
It sounds like
it sounds bad,
they give you the
like
tombstone also.
So and then it's like, okay, now you have to move to the other side of the country.
Wow.
Now it's different. So now you can stay in the same province.
Yeah, I can imagine for a family also.
Yeah, it was a problem for my father
uprooted.
Actually,
Like
because he had his work in Madrid and my mom had her work somewhere else. So he was traveling. During the week he stayed in Madrid, and the weekends he was coming.
Was it like concept that came from dictatorship, or what was?
No, I don't know. It's like they didn't think very well about that.
No, because it's interesting. It's just such a radical thing.
It took some years, and then of course it was a problem. So the whole family, or everybody. I mean, usually when you start working, you are young. So usually you don't have maybe a family, or it's easier at the beginning. But if you pass your exam or you start to teach a bit older, everyone has to relocate. No, it's not that easy, and there is this system with points, and you have to work, and then. So it took her 3 years till we could move back to Madrid. So there, when we were in Madrid, we were living at the house of my grandparents till they bought another house. So I was moving a lot, not like a diplomat, but I didn't have like a space. So every 2-3 years it was somewhere else.
Wow, how was it for you as a kid? Like socially also.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I didn't think about that because for me that was normal. But I realized about that later. No, it's like when you meet other people, or especially when you go to the school and everyone know each other, and then they have their friends, they have their groups. It felt strange. But I don't know. At that point, you don't think about if it should be different. It's like it is like that.
Do you have a very adaptive character? Do you adapt to your surroundings very quickly?
Yes. Now, yes. I think that I learned. But at the beginning, I think I was always sociable. It was easy for me to socialize and to talk. But as a teenager, it's always difficult. So I think that those years, they were a bit difficult because when we were in one school, we were in Madrid already for 2 years. Then my parents, they bought a house, another district. Then it was a new school, and then I had a lot of problems there. Me and my sister, we didn't adapt. Then we went back to the previous school. So it was far, so we had to take the transport. It was far, but at least we thought that we had our friends there, no? Because it's like we are happy. We were happier there. We didn't like that school in the new neighborhood. But then also, the kids forget after 1 year, and also they changed the classrooms. They mixed some of the, so it was not everyone that you remember, and so it was always a bit strange. And for me, I think that the easiest part was maybe when you 3-4 years later when you arrive to high school, because everyone goes there, everyone is new, so it's like everyone is in the same
clean slate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was the same for everyone, and of course you have some friends from the school, but most of the rest of the kids are new. So
how did music come into your life? When did this happen?
Well, I was 15, 14, I think, when I started high school. So yeah, it was like 5 years after we arrived to Madrid. So during that time, usually I used to do some activities outside of the school, no, like so you do tennis or you go to English, or 1 year my parents, they said, why don't you try music? And I said, okay, why not? And this is how I started with music. I just started in a small private school next to my parents' house. So there was this guy that he had a room full of electric pianos. It was very funny because there were like maybe 20 pianos, and everyone, all the students with the headphones, and then he could teach to all of them at the same time.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like a musical sweatshop,
yes.
you know.
But
make me this ringtone.
But well, what I was doing there, I was just learning solfege. So just in Spain, it really follows like the French system in this sense. So you start with solfege, all theory,
right,
singing, and then reading, and then dictation.
Nice.
And then after 1 or 2 years, they say, oh, you have to pick an instrument. And then I said, oh, I like violin. I like how it sounds. And this is how
then you go the first line, like this. I like how it sounds. Let me try it.
It's not the easiest instrument to start.
It's so funny.
And also, I started a bit older than usually. No, it's normal if you follow the conservatory in Spain, you start when you are 8 years old, and then you follow all the subjects. But I was in a private school, then with a private teacher, trying the violin, and the more I was doing it, I was always kind of constant. No, it's very important when you start with music. You know, you have to practice every day, and if you don't practice one day, then you really feel it. Or especially with the violin, it relies a lot of muscle memory. No, everything has to be the tension of your body and everything, and then you hear it in the sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was kind of constant. I liked it. Of course, there is.
Did you feel any like people from your surroundings were kind of like, hey, you started a bit late, like this is a bit late?
because in my because everything was private, so I was going to this school, then I was having lessons at home with the teacher, and then when I started going to I decided, okay, I like this. My parents decided, okay, then maybe you should go to the public school for music or to the conservatory. So there was this school from the city that from the town, they are municipal schools, and you can apply, but there is always a waiting list, and I think after 1 or 2 years I got in. Of course, because I was not young, I was not the first one to get into. So, but for me it was not a problem. I never thought about being a musician. It was just something doing on the side because I like it.
Cool.
But yeah, the more you do it, the more you enjoy, then you need more.
It's like crack.
Yes, exactly. You know it. And
I mean, you don't sell your babies for it, but yeah.
and then there is a moment that it's like I want to keep doing this, but then you have to get more serious. Then you have to go to the conservatory, and then you feel it. It's like because then they are more strict with the age.
Yeah.
And also with the program, what you have to play every year, all the. And also
it was purely classical repertoire.
Yes, I was always doing classical, and there is more discipline. But yeah, I kept doing it. So when I was in high school, actually it was like 5 or 6 years later than the rest of the students. So when I finished my high school and I had to go to university, I had to decide which degree I wanted to study, and I always like technology very much. I love computers, so I wanted to study computer sciences. But I didn't want to stop with the music. Actually, I decided to go on because actually it was possible, because it was not like the high studies of violin. No, if I was studying like the conservatory, like the superior studies there, then it requires much more time. Yeah, then you cannot do the two things at the same time. But I was in the university, and then my colleagues, they were like on the level of high school. So it was okay. Also, I was going in the morning to the conservatory, so you have more like adult students. And so you didn't have all the kids. So for me, it was okay. I was always in an environment that I found people like me.
And that was like in Spain, everything was happening.
Yeah, in
So
Spain.
you were doing this dual studies.
So, because I was older, then I was always the last one to choose the schedule in the conservatory. The smaller ones, they get the priority. So at some point, I had to go during the morning to the conservatory, but you don't have kids there. So there were a lot of singers. Usually, singers, they start late in their career.
True.
So they were my age or a bit older. So it was. I think it was a good environment. Otherwise, I would have more conflict, like you say, because I could feel from other people that they have this tension, like you are too old to play the instrument or to start. Also, my teacher there, he started when he was even 18. He had no idea of music.
Wow.
And when he was 18, he decided he wanted to learn music.
Violin in 18.
Yeah.
Wow. He went through some serious process then.
So he was, very, very consistent. That's also true. When you decide as an adult that you want to study music, you do it for yourself. And you do it because you really like it.
I mean, I had this complexity. That's why I'm asking that, because I started when I was 16.
Okay, so kind of similar.
It's this like complexity, or that like hearing from the outside, or having friends that are playing already, and like seeing, that will take me years to achieve that, and there's this like unspoken expectation of it needs to be quick already, and but at some point it's like it really doesn't matter, because you choose it in a conscious mind of a man. Yeah. Or a woman, whatever it is, like as an adult, actually, like it's less passive, it's way more active. Did you feel that also? I mean, because I do. I agree. I mean, I teach kids, and I see the progress, and it's like they're still in this synaptic space of playing. They don't. It's like for adults, it's all like, we're gonna work. It's like everything's work. It's like, oh, you want water? Let me get you a cup. And I think it's like, you put the cup like this, and I give it to you, and we talk now in the podcast, and everything's like work. Serious. But with kids, it's all still playing. They're still in the body. It's not completely corrupt yet. So they take it easy if they practice. Also, I see like the curve is so quick how they study. And with the adults, it's a lot of dismantling stories. I was really like, I had to understand why do I have to do this exercise, why, and it's like there was this fight. But on the other hand, my teacher also started old, so it really helped, because I had more conflict in this sense with previous teachers. But when you have someone that was in that scenario, he understood. Exactly.
And then he explained me, and then as soon as I understand, then I can do it. But I really, also because I think I'm very rational, so it's like I'm not going to do something just because you tell me to. I have to understand why, the meaning and the purpose, and then I can give it a direction. Otherwise, I feel I'm repeating something without any meaning or sense.
And then you're not present there.
Yes, and I get bored, or I don't know, frustrated. And so
how long did it take you to get a good sound, actually?
Forever. You're always working on that.
That's a big question.
Sound is like you're always working on that.
Exactly.
It's like something.
But when you felt that it's like, it's much more like it's more a metaphysical question, but
Yeah,
when you feel more comfortable, like this is starting to become there. Because the thing is with piano, that's the thing. It's like it's immediate feedback.
Yes.
But with a violin, at least from what I understood, it's between 1.5 years to 3.
No, even longer, much longer. I mean, but it depends. It's like what do you think is good sound? That, because you can have something that is correct, that you don't have to
to close your
ears, but
it's like in between like a beautiful bird and a slaughtered cat. It's like
it's very wide, and even now it's like, how do you make this warmer? How do you want the sound that hugs you and that surrounds you and that invites the other and that it blends, and it's something that you are always working on, but at least to the point that you don't hate yourself or well, I don't know. Like I think that when you are learning, I was not so sensitive at the beginning that it was disturbing me, because I think it was probably something horrible, but I knew it was a process, and it's like, okay, you just have to try to make it better. But for example, I have a cousin that she was very sensitive when she was 5-6 years old, and she had a tiny violin, and my aunt asked me just to help her, and she could play in tune, completely in tune. She had like she moved the finger. She knew where the note had to go, and she had this ease with the instrument. Like, oh, this is amazing.
Wow.
Like you don't see this often, but she hated the sound. Like, it doesn't sound good, and she didn't want to play it. So in the end, she didn't play the instrument.
Oh my God.
So sometimes, it can play against you, no? Because you have a lot of qualities, but you also know how it has to sound and what you like, and it's something that is not really possible. It takes time to develop.
Exactly.
So,
and that's the beauty of practicing. That's the art of practicing. It's like that is the thing to practice.
Yeah.
Like the byproduct is the piece and the recording and the concert, but just that relationship that is being created between you as a performer and this instrument, it's just such a deep relationship of, like you say, until I stop hating myself. Yeah. But it's an interesting thing, because you're starting from such a, I don't want to say defeated, but you start from a point of, you're not going to win this. Like, this is a long process of actually finding such sensibility and sensitivity with something you do, that even when you're in it and you kind of accomplish the things you want, you're already looking at the next one.
Yes.
And that's the process that a lot of musicians are going through daily. This confrontation, or high achieving, high level craftsmen.
Yes. I mean, I've met all kinds of musicians. No? Some of them are like you say, no, it's like you're always looking for the next things. But others that they hate it, because it's actually like this, but they just don't want to do it. It takes too much effort. They just take it. It's just, I just want it to be my job. I just want to do my part and forget. But so it depends on the person. I think I'm the kind of person that is like this. I'm always looking for. I always have a reason to practice. I always have a reason to be with the instrument, because it fulfills me. And
exactly.
I don't need to have neither also a concert or a project. It's like I will do it also for myself.
Yeah.
And I like it, because it's the only constant in my life till now. It's the only thing that has stayed always with me. And you had sometimes more difficult periods, easier ones, and I don't know, life changes a lot, but it was always there.
Yeah.
And it helps you.
That's also
moments.
a definition of spiritual practicing. It's like that, not definition, but it's more like the rubrics and the placement of it in people's lives. But, I mean, it's a big thing, but I'm like stating, but in the sense of everything around you changes constantly. It's very chaotic, but the practice is the one consistent thing that keeps the feet on the ground, It's like, whether it could be playing the violin, it could be also meditating, it could be asana practice of yoga.
Some people with the sports that they are also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
is the consistency that wins in the end. Like it's not so much about winning, but more about keeping really the feet on the ground and like, okay, you're having a bad day. There is still that thing that is going to come and create this relationship, this rekindled relationship. So this is all happening in Spain. How does the Netherlands come into the picture?
Okay, yes. So I was studying computer sciences in Spain. It was a 5-year degree. And after my 3rd year, I realized, okay, everything I knew about, or I wanted to know about computers, I know it already. Like when you know how a CPU works or the memory and how basic programming works, like it's like, now it's like you're specializing, you are learning a bit of this or that, but all the basics, you know them, but I don't know, it's like I was already fulfilled with my hunger for
piano science, for computers.
For computers, yes. But on the other hand, my interest in music was just growing. It was just like I just want to keep doing this, and I was playing with several orchestras from the university or the conservatory, and then they told me, some friends, like, why don't you try to go to summer course, musical summer course, and then I thought, okay, like I never thought about that. They told me, but there is this one is very good, but it's about ancient music. Like, okay, I didn't know what was it, but you will like it. And
which years the ancient music that we're talking about?
This was probably in 99 or 2000.
No, I'm talking about like which period. When they say ancient music.
18th century music.
18th century.
18th century music. Yes.
Interesting that's considered ancient.
Well, it's just a word.
Yeah, it's a nice marketing
yes,
thing.
they call it. There are other terms. It's like historical performance practice. Yeah. It's like now what is used, but at that time it was música antigua, like old music.
Old music, música antigua.
But it's just a term. Actually, it's not so much about the period, but about the approach. So historical performance practice, you can be playing music from the beginning of the 20th century or end of the 19th century, and it can be using the same approach, and it's more to be in the head of the composer. Yeah. With the resources that the musicians had at that time, and the techniques, and the cultural situation of that time is like what was the taste? Why did they brought it in this way? Is the instrument that we are playing now the same or not? So you just have to make a bit of research and to try to find the same instrument or a replica, and you find the difficulties of the instrument. Like, this is not a perfect instrument because all the instruments have evolved to fulfill a different purpose. No, is the halls at the beginning. The halls didn't exist. The concert halls. It was chamber music. They were playing or in the church, or in the royal families. They were the ones that they had music, or in the pubs, or the bars for folk music. No, it's like they have all these different scenarios, but concert halls didn't exist.
It actually cemented what we see now as the consumption of entertainment through the middle class. Yeah, because either aristocrats. High, like the fractional percent of society, or the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, and then all of a sudden to bring it into concert halls where it's plausible for people to be able to consume this culture.
And it was a business, and it became a business.
Exactly.
And then a musician became like a freelancer, and not hired by the court or working for a chapel.
Exactly.
And that changes also many things. The instruments, they have to fill a big hall, so they evolve to have more power. They evolve.
The piano is a great example
to reach,
for that.
Everything, and even the instrument, they get more tension. The strings, the bows, they change. So the technique changed at that same time. There is a different purpose. You are entertaining an audience. Yes. You are not playing for the service of God, or you are not playing to entertain your, I don't know, the count or
the patrons.
Exactly. So everything changes. The taste also changes during all this time. So what you do with historical performance practice is just to try to be on that period. And with those instruments, it's like where they were playing with gut strings, the violins, they were built a bit different, the bows, they were different, the technique was different, and then it sounds different.
Absolutely.
And then
tuning.
When and also the tuning, what would you say is also very important. There was not a standard tuning. The notes, now what you have in the pianos, you have all the keys, the distance between all the half tones.
Which is really problematic.
They are equally out of tune.
Yeah.
But they are always out of tune, but in the same way.
Exactly.
So
it's consistently out of tune.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but with the piano you have 3 strings now, so it's more rounded sound. You don't hear it, but you could not do that with a harpsichord. Because when you have only one string and you really hear the beatings and it's not sounding well, so you have just to make compromises. So the temperaments, that this is how they were tuning the instruments, they used what they call temperament. It's a way of putting out of tune some notes and more in tune other notes. So some keys, they sound better than others. And some chords, they sound rounder than others. But then there is more contrast. Because when you make a dissonance, it's really dissonant. And when you make a consonance, it's really consonant. And when you move from G to D or to A major, it changes the color. It's not the same. So the composers, they also had they gave a meaning to all these keys. Like they think, this G major, or D major is for God or for royal music. You have to play in C major. So just only with the key, and there was a purpose on that. Also with the tempos, with the way that they brought some of them, they composed in a different way. Also the composers. So there is a lot of information in the scores that you don't know when you study classical music or in the conservatory, because it's a different approach.
This is like fundamental research, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Also looking at like the time period, the societal perceptions of certain geopolitical movements, or, like you said, like if it's C major, you write in this way. If it has an effect on that.
And now there is a meaning. And
exactly.
And it also gives you information. You're like, when you take the score, you're like, what does it mean? What do I want to express? Now you are more free. It's like nowadays, it's like you as an artist, it's your performance and you decide.
But there's also like so much reference right now.
Yeah.
Like I was just thinking about the situation that I had. I think I was like 18 or something, or 19, and I got my hands on a box set of 7 Steps to Heaven from Miles Davis, and it took me like a long time to be able to find it, and I needed to get it from someone. It was like CDs, and I would just sit and I listened like the whole weekend to it. I just like consumed it.
Yes.
And I think I was back then like the only one that had this box set. So friends came over and they could listen to it. And there was this whole thing behind it. And I just checked, and it's completely available online, like on Spotify, and even more outtakes and even more. So it kind of like diminished the value of that, because I can jump from one. It worked in two, let's say, two polarities, like enriching influences, like on a mega scale that we can't even like fathom, but also devalued a lot of it, because it kind of enriched references and enriched influences, also devalued
I understand,
music,
because now you can listen one track from Miles Davis and the next one Lady Gaga, and the next one then you are listening something completely different.
Exactly.
Yes, and also there is a problem with that is that the musician, when he was composing or the performer, there is a meaning, there is a whole story in the album.
Yeah.
And when you listen to individual tracks, you are just losing all the, like you have a concerto, you have to listen the whole concerto.
Exactly.
There is an adagio, there is an allegro, there is a story behind. There are these contrasts, and if you listen to isolated moments, It's like to watch. Now you just watch 5 minutes from this movie, then 5 minutes from another movie, and 10 minutes from another one. It's like, what is the purpose? It's like,
it's the fishbowl mentality.
Yeah,
it's like small, compressed, quick, next. Small, compressed, quick, next. Yeah.
And also, the music had a function. Now, the entertainment now today, the options, they are amazing. You can just do so many things with your free time. But before, there were not so many options for entertainment. So you have the concerts. Of course, the people, they were busy. They had their jobs. But the offer was not so big like today. So they were also more educated. They were more used to listen to music. They knew how to listen.
Yeah.
And now the people, they don't know how to listen.
Yeah, and I think also just there's so much that people get just overwhelmed.
It was before, it was the special moment. You could not listen to music like now, that you just hear it whenever you want on your phone, or when you go shopping, or in the background music from an advertisement. There you had to go, they were going to mass, and they wanted to go there because they could listen to the music, to the instrument. And in the acoustics of a church with the choir, and it was amazing, or the organ. It was the biggest instrument ever that it was.
But do you think the musicians were the same level that they are? I don't think so. Like the high level that they are today.
Yeah, or even more. I don't want to say even more because, I think this is a misconception. When you see the music that they brought and how complicated it is and technically, because of course, some people say, but some music from Vivaldi or from Bach is much easier than these Isai sonatas or Paganini. But try to play with the technique of that time. Try to play with the instrument of that time. And otherwise, it's like you are taking shortcuts. And then it's very difficult. You have to be very skilled. The people, they knew how to improvise. This is something that is lost today.
Why is that? I mean, we had a few classical musicians here, and I always ask that question. Why is the improvisation
because now
lost?
you read and you play what is written, and everything is written. But before, the composer and the musician, it was not that far. All the musicians, they knew how to dance, they sang, they wrote music. And it was part of their education. So they didn't write so many things. When you see the scores also from old music, there are almost no symbols, no annotation, and there are many things that if you play, they are actually, it's not that they are wrong, because you can play whatever you want, but they were not playing it like this. And there was a lot of added information that they just knew, so they didn't have to write it. And they didn't have to write a cadenza because they would do it. They would not write the ornaments because they would do it. So it was part of the knowledge of the musician at that time. As time was passing, some musicians, some composers, they were getting annoyed that the music was not pure. It's like they are playing something that I didn't write. So they started to be more precise. Also with the ways of printing music. At the beginning, how the music was printed was very basic. So you just have like a kind of typewriter characters. So you didn't have many options just to play now a crescendo, to play. It was just basic notes and just to know the height. They even didn't specify so clearly the length of the notes. So everything the notation system was improving at that time. The ways of making notations, the composers, how they were giving more information, but it doesn't mean that they didn't do it. It was there, but it was not written.
Yeah, it's kind of
so that's why you have to research and to know about it.
Yeah, exactly, because that was always my question. Like, how do they know today that was what the composer meant?
Because there are that's part of the work. No, as when you are in this field, there are treatises, so you have to read. There were books to teach music to students, and then you see all these indications. You have to play another, you have to do this, you have to do that, you cannot do this is wrong. So you have all this information. You have also paintings. The paintings, you can also get some information about how they were holding the instruments, how they looked like, how they were performing. Sometimes you can find original instruments from that time, and then you get a lot of information. You have music boxes, mechanical, or you have the carillon from the in the church you have all these bells with the carillon.
Yeah.
You have the cylinders with the music there.
Oh, okay.
And then you have some information about how they were delaying some notes, how they were doing some of them a bit earlier. It was not really on tempo, or it was written something, but it was more like triplet lights, or it was in egal. It was not. You see like the same note written all the time, like 8 notes, but actually it was like swing, like in jazz. It was more like triplet.
Interesting.
Like, so you have all these kind of things, but you have to find them in all the ways possible, because we don't have recordings. But then
exactly,
you know that they were doing
it.
Yeah. And then it gives a lot of room for interpretation, because you understand. I think that what he means is like, or from this source that you have to do it like this. Another person has a different understanding, or he read another different sources. So there is always this discussion, and it's always evolving. And there is also a fashion. So there is how we play now. Early music is completely different to how they were doing it in the 80s or in the 90s. So it's also evolving. So it doesn't mean that because you are on this field, it's like you are just constrained and you cannot do things.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You have like rules, but actually rules are good in the sense that you have these fixed rules, and you have to be creative within this framework to give your meaning.
Yeah.
But you have some limits. So I think that that defines a bit what I do with the instrument, or what we do.
But yeah, we were just talking before. How did you get to the Netherlands?
Yes.
Actually,
yeah, maybe you will.
That's why I'm here, man.
Maybe you will never know about that.
20 minutes about tuning and early music.
Yes.
How did you get to the Netherlands?
Because of early music. Because they were the pioneers. So here in the Netherlands,
here the pioneers,
and in the Benelux, in Belgium, here in the Netherlands, they were like the one of the most famous musicians that started with this movement. So it was in the 60s. They already started to disagree with the standard way of performing music.
Okay.
Like why everything has to be, the orchestras are so big, why there is so much vibrato. There was some people they didn't agree, and that's actually the same problem that I had. Like when I was studying, I was not completely convinced about how I had to play a piece. I determined, no, you have to play with more vibrato, but I don't like it. You have to play with more sound or more negative, but I don't like it like this. And then I found that actually, there are options. It's not only because the taste of your teacher. It's like, there is another way of doing. And when
that's something that you felt more in Spain.
I found, and then with this summer course that I told you,
exactly,
I met some teachers that they were from the Netherlands, and then all these fellow musicians that they had the same interest, and then they have the same conflict with the modern way of performing music, and then finally the music spoke to me. It's like, now this makes sense. Now I understand this really. For me, it's like when I hear a piece played by a modern musician, well, I call modern, but they are like, for you it's just a musician. We just made a distinction, no? Yeah. But it's just as a normal violinist or a normal piano player, we just call them modern. But it's just what you have today, the conservatory.
Wouldn't you say contemporary in that sense? Just contemporary.
I mean,
because then it gets mixed with.
I don't know. It's like maybe we like to live in the past. Maybe we like to live in the. I don't know. It's just a term. It doesn't mean anything. It's just to differentiate. And so I was really engaged at that time with the instrument, and it opened to me a new world of possibilities. Like, finally this, I really like it. And then there was this time I was finishing the professional conservatory there. You have to go then to university for violin, and I had to decide, do I continue with modern violin, but with contemporary or normal violin, or do I go to study early music? And for me the decision was clear. It's like I like it better. Like if I would have time, it's not that I dislike all the modern repertoire. Actually, I miss it. I also miss it today because I really like it. But you sometimes you have to decide. You cannot do everything. And I decided to come to the Netherlands because you had the best. I wanted to make some exam here in the Hague and in Belgium, in Brussels. But I got accepted here in the conservatory, and here I came.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how.
So how long ago was that?
2006.
2006.
Arrived,
Wow,
yes.
you've been here for a minute. Okay,
Yes.
19
And next year will be
years.
20 years. Yes.
19 years. Wow,
So,
almost 20.
Yeah, and because I had my degree in computer sciences, then I was combining both. I never have to be a teacher, because actually, it's very normal. No, you are performing, but sometimes you have concerts, sometimes you don't have, and what gives you more stability is education. But because I had my degree in IT, then I was working as a part-time in IT. And there were periods that, they gave me a lot of flexibility in my work. They knew I was studying in the conservatory, so I was working like 2 days, sometimes a week, sometimes if I had projects and I could not go to work, as soon as they knew in advance, it was okay. So they were really nice to me.
Deal. That's a nice deal.
They were really nice, actually, here they were in need of engineers, actually. They didn't have so many. So they accepted, okay, this is what we have, and they were happy with my work. And then I was working with this company for many years. I don't know, 2008 till 2016, like 8 years. So I was doing projects for basically most of them, they were engineering projects for Shell. So I was very happy with that, because it was challenging for me and it was engaging. But at some time, I also decided to create my own company and to do something else. I also connected with musicians, because I didn't like Spotify of how the business model that they had, or how the musicians are rewarded. And okay, who is actually creating the content, and who are the ones that they are better?
You would need like millions of streams just to make the paycheck of a regular Spotify employee.
In a way, it's amazing that you can listen so many things.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, as a musician, it's like, you're just a tool for them.
Yeah.
You are not.
It's a data company.
Yeah. And they are just making a big business. So I wanted to create a platform to compete with this. I'm more focused on the interest of the musicians. But then one of the problems that I had during the prototype, it was with the copyright and with the performing rights. So because there are other agencies in all the countries that they also want to make their income from that. So you have to register your pieces, but then they have to keep track of where it's being perform, or who is streaming or playing that piece, and then they have to charge. So that was a problem, because I could not put in my platform any kind of music that it was already registered for these organizations.
Content.
Because then that was the first problem. So then I decided how I solve this, and then it's okay. Let's make our own system that the musician can register their piece using blockchain technology. So
that's smart.
So then I created a system that it was for copyrights. So the musicians, they can actually copyright directly the music. They can put it in the platform, so they are in control of everything. But when I was working on that, I realized, well, this copyright of music, it can be for many other things. And then I switched that project to something else, that it was more about data certification in the blockchain. So the music copyright was just part of it. But then it just became bigger. And
so it's actually any type of data.
Yes.
Like the instead of it being copied and...
Yeah, it could be for everything. And then everything kind of became...
But tell me more about it, because it's like... Yeah, tell me more. No, I'm curious, yeah.
Well, actually, it's like, even if you have a passport, now you have your passport, and someone tells you, send me a photocopy of your passport for whatever, because you want to rent a house or you want to rent a van, and they want to... Like, how do they know that the copy that you are sending is real or not? It's like, it just makes no sense. And there are so many things like we use in our society like this, that that it doesn't have any. You don't have a proof that is authentic, and we just trust on the other party. And so this was the problem that I was trying to solve. And like you can just be the owner of the information also that you share, and that the other party can know that is real and is not fake. So it was a very interesting project. So I was for a few years working on that, but at some point there were other competitors, and they got funding before than us, and then they had more employees, and it was very hard to keep on competing.
Money.
It was a moment where all these things, they were, because it didn't exist. The first one was the winner. No, the first one that arrives is the one that has more chances.
Race dynamics.
Yes.
It's the same what we see with AI right now. It's like the first one that solves the thing.
And that's why everyone is like investing so much just to try to position themselves in the market.
Exactly.
So I was with that race at the beginning, and I enjoyed very much. I dedicated so much time and effort. But on the other hand, I had to put aside the music for a while. And then at some point, when I saw that it was really not possible to compete, and then I thought, what am I doing? Like, why did I came to the Netherlands? And this is the thing that I'm doing the less at the moment. So I just wanted to come back to music and to keep playing as I was doing before.
Yeah.
But I had no money, so I had to look for another job in IT again. So I was working for iHone. It's investing and for retirement plans, insurance company here in the Netherlands to save some money. And then the pandemic arrived, and I really disliked my work there. I really didn't like working there, but I just needed the money. So when the pandemic arrived, I was so happy. Like, finally, I can be at home, because very often I didn't have anything else to do. So I had to be there, but at home, at least I could be playing violin, or I could be doing other tasks while others could finish their work, and I could keep doing mine.
Did you feel rusty with the violin after so much?
No, because I always kept, as I told you, it's the constant. It always stayed there. But I was just I was touring in France, in Italy. I was playing with orchestras in Italy. So my network was like developing, and I was very active. So it was not about being rusty, because I always kept playing my instrument and practicing. But it was more about when you stop saying no to people, because you cannot, then you are at the end of the list again, or someone else comes in and they just keep calling people. So it was more about coming back to the network. That was different. And also, when you have done some things before, you know what is it about, and it's like, I don't want to do this again. Like some of the things, I don't want to do this kind of gigs. It doesn't give me anything.
Exactly.
So it was more difficult in this point. It's like there was some kind of work that I didn't want to do, others that I was already out of their lists, and so it was more that than about being rusty. So I just tried to play or to do the projects that I like, but that requires a lot of energy and time. It's like you just have to meet the people, I arrange everything, then to send letters to everyone. But then it was a difficult period, because when I was doing that, the people were going back to their countries with their pandemic. So some of the projects, they died
crazy
in
times.
The middle of the
crazy times.
So, but on the other hand, I decided, okay, if I don't want to keep doing IT, what do I do now? And I always liked photography. I was always interested in films and videography, and then I thought, maybe that could be a good combination with music, because it's not a work that you need to be every day at the office. You just have some days that you have to be during the production, but then the editing, the rest, or the pre-production, you can do it at home in your own time. And then I thought that maybe that could work, and this is how I started in Amsterdam studying film studies.
In SA.
SA, yes.
Yeah.
So it was a great period for me of my life because it was new.
How long ago was that? When was that?
It was 2020, 2021. I don't remember. Around that time, yes. In 2020, maybe. And right? Yeah. And yeah, I met great people there. Really good friends, great videographers. And I instantly, I started working.
And this is like a new world, actually, in that sense, like a new industry, new.
Yes, but on the other hand, there were a lot of live streams because nothing could be done.
Yeah, it's true.
Live, so that was a time that I could actually learn a lot and practice and meet and do a lot of networking, and so this is how I started. And later, when the concerts they started to happen again, the live concerts, I had a lot of friends and colleagues from the music world, so I already had a network to do projects for them. So I also found that as I understand the music, especially in my field, in early music, there was a difference when I was doing the recordings of if it was someone else, because I understood the phrasing, I understood the meaning.
Exactly.
I was not cutting the middle of the phrase, the transitions, the movement. For me, there was a connection between the visuals and what I was hearing.
And especially now with the market of nowadays, it's like integral. You gotta have the visual. Yeah.
So that's actually what, and I enjoy it. And it's nice not to be with your colleagues and recording them and not to be stressed because you have to be practicing like crazy for 8 hours because they are recording you. And so it's also a nice feeling, no?
From the other side of it, yeah.
It's nice, and also they are more relaxed. Just to have a fellow musicians just doing their work for them and understanding their troubles and their.
And do you do any IT still, or is it?
I do some few projects, maintenance, like old projects that I have, and some administration, server administrations on the side, but very little.
Yeah.
And I really don't miss it. It's okay. There are things that they are already there working, and I just have.
It's another source of income. I mean, it's
exactly.
like we all need to have that stability.
Yes.
That's what it is.
But for me, it's about the music. And now the next stage is moving back to Spain.
Moving back to Spain?
Yes. Yeah.
Because you've been here for 19 years now, almost 20 years. Yeah. Is there an opportunity there, or what is or just feel homesick?
It's just homesick for sure. Also, so many years here, but I'm here so many years because I like it. I think it's a country that it gives you a lot, and there are many opportunities, and I don't know. I think I would describe the Netherlands as a country where life flows, and you try to do something, and in the end it works.
Yeah,
you don't have to be fighting, and I don't know. It's like I found myself in many situations that I didn't plan to. It just the country brought me there. Opportunities and I like it. I don't like the weather, of course, and I miss my family. And it's also sad for me that many friends, good friends, they are already gone. Because studying in the conservatory, I think 90% of the musicians in the early music department, they were foreigners. Now most of them are gone. So it's sad when a good friend goes away and then another one.
I thought you meant dead in the beginning, but
no.
What happened?
No, they are going to Australia, they are going to New Zealand, they are back to Japan, they are back to Spain, they are back to South America. It's like everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's nice that you know people from everywhere, but it's like the longer you stay, the less people you know. In a way, the closer you know new people. Of course, you make new friends, but somehow you just feel that at some point it will be you as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a thing with migrating. It's like at least I've been outside of my home country for like 16, almost 17 years, and it's like you 25, right? 24. So you almost 20. It's that feeling also at some point. If you don't want to go back, because you want to go back. But if you don't want to go back, in my situation at least, it's like the feeling of home is becoming much more of a concept. You know, it's like it's the people around you and like friends, and you create a new family sometimes. But then when I go back, I'm gonna go actually this weekend to take care of some stuff. But it's like I feel like a tourist. I feel like a foreigner there. You know, because I've changed so much.
For me, it's the same. For me, it's the same. For me, home is this.
Yeah.
This is home. I came here to study, maybe stay 1-2 years to work a bit around, to get some experience in working abroad, and then go back to my country. But yeah, life happens.
Life happens. Make plans and life happens.
You meet someone. You also there was a very bad moment to move back to Spain when I finished. After the crisis, there was no work there. As a musician, it was especially in early music.
Was it 2014?
It was 2010 when I finished.
Okay.
2011, 2012, there was nothing there. Here I had a work that I could be working 2 days a week, and I had all my expenses covered.
Yeah.
And I had time to play, to meet new people, to travel. In Spain, I would be working 10 or 12 hours a day behind a computer and badly paid and probably living with my parents.
Yeah,
there was no point.
Yeah, wow. I remember Spain getting hit like severely.
It was difficult. Of course, Greece was also very bad. Was worse, but Spain was bad at the time. And then you meet someone, and then now I have a son as well, and that's also part of the reason why.
So how old is your son?
My son is almost 2 years old.
2 years. So now it's a good time to move. Yeah.
So we were thinking, if we want to go back. Also, what I told you, like I don't have my roots. I think that my hometown is Madrid, no? But actually, I've been living in many places, and I don't have the friends from my childhood or my wife, for example. She has all her friends from school, even from kindergarten. There, she was living in the same house since she was born. And
is she Spanish or Dutch?
Yes, she's also Spanish from Badalona. It's a town next to Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
And actually, we thought, with my son, I would like that he has that also. And so if we want to go back to Spain, the sooner, before he starts school, before he remembers some of his friends. I remember my friends from all these places I was living. Yeah. I remember friends from since I was 5 years old or 6. I never saw them again, but I don't know. They are part of me. And it's a pity, that
it's really important.
That you got this.
It's really important because I have 2 kids from 2 different women, but it's like one is 13 and one is almost 6, and it's like I don't want them to go through this. Like my 13-year-old, he's gonna move here to
but now
study.
It's a very different period. Now it's more difficult for them.
Yeah, exactly. And he's moving here because he's gonna study like Kalam Lyceum. It's a basketball, it's like a specialty in basketball and stuff. But because he wants to do that and he understands the sacrifice. But just to move him, I experienced it myself also, moving a lot. Yeah. And breaking these relationships, it's very traumatic for a kid. Very traumatic. The older it gets, like let's say,
it's a period.
It's like all of a sudden you're like being thrown into, like you said, circles of friends. Yes. You're not a part of it. You're the new kid. You have to deal with that. It's tough. It's tough. Yes.
And also, during your teens is where I think that in your teens is where you establish your roots.
Exactly.
So it's like what you would think that is your friends, your town, or what you like or what you dislike is like it's all the big foundation is there.
Yeah.
So it's a very important moment. So if it's done earlier, it's easier than later. But I have to say that when I moved back, when I left my country, I was super happy. I hated my country.
Really How old were you when you left?
25, 26.
25,
I disagree.
Yeah.
I still disagree with all these things, with the politics, with many ways that the society works there. I don't like it. But on the other hand, I miss family as well, especially with a small kid. And not to have his family around. We find that it's a pity. We are a close family, and I enjoy a lot the time with my family, cousins, uncles, sisters. my parents, of course.
Yeah.
And I think it's a pity when we have this kind of good relationship in our family that our son doesn't get it, because it's something that for us is always there. We can always count on them.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great.
And it's more about that. But on the other hand, we are sad because we are living in a country that I have been living here almost 20 years and I like it.
But do you think you'll be doing like a joint thing, like
yes, that's the idea.
going back and forth? I mean, putting 20 years behind you, it's like
the idea is to keep working, doing some projects here.
Is your wife also that long here in Netherlands?
No, she's a bit 15. A bit
15
less.
still, it's a lifetime. Yeah, it's a life. Yeah.
So, but being the three of us from Spain living abroad, it makes sense somehow also to go back there. We just want to keep traveling to do.
And you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
No, you never know. And of course, we have to start there as well because all my network is here. So I have to start there. But so it's exciting times, time to call old friends and to move things there. But and
is it something that you would want, like just to tour, like to have this like orchestra gig running, and then having also your how does a day look for you in that sense? That you
my plan there is the same kind of work that I'm doing here as a videographer with my production company, try to introduce it there. So to try to record concert, live performances, music videos there. If there are other kind of jobs that I can do there, commercials, I'm open to that as well, but I'm going to start focusing at the beginning on that because this is what I have more. The showcase is more clear and more experience. But then I have to keep in touch with the musicians there that I know. Some of them before I moved here, some of them I met them touring in other projects. Some others, they were living here as well, and they moved back and tell them, hey, I'm here, and to try to play some concerts there with their ensembles, and then create my thing there with my group, my own ensemble with some people there. And in the meantime, also try to stay in touch with the ensembles I play here, to keep playing with them.
Yeah.
So...
but that's a trade-off. I mean, that's, I was just thinking that's like what it is. I mean, you will go back to Spain. I mean, of course, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know. No one is, but it's like you'll go back to Spain, and then still you have such a strong footing here. Yeah. So it's this constant trade-off of like, okay, you won't really leave the Netherlands. Not that you're escaping.
No. My idea is like, I'm going to live there, but I don't want to cut all my ties here.
Of course.
But you have to be more selective. Because of course there are things that logistically make no sense. No, like here, there are some gigs that you get that is just for the weekend, or they are not so well paid. But it's okay if you live here. The numbers they make sense, but you have to. If they are not covering the travel expenses, then you cannot do those things.
It's like you pay to play. Exactly. Yeah. No, why would you do that?
So it depends on the kind of projects that I want to do. Things that they are interesting to me, then I will keep doing them. And new doors there. Also, I will be seeing my family more. We are moving to Badalona actually, but my family is from Madrid. But there is this very good connection by train.
It's not 4,000 kilometers apart.
Exactly. So it's 2 hours and a half by train. So you can just do it.
Exactly.
So this is my new stage.
When is this happening? When is it going to happen? Or is it still like
beginning of spring or end of the winter?
Wow.
Soon.
How does it feel? Are you scared? Or are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm happy also and sad. I don't know. It's a mix of feelings.
Yeah.
But it was a bit more difficult during the summer when we made the decision. My father is also rather sick. And I think that was like the last drop. Because you see your parents, they are also getting old and you are far, and I always thought that I wanted to be closer to them when they get older, but at some point I realized what this moment is now. In my case, is now.
Yeah.
I have a sister there that I miss very much in Madrid. My other sister lives in Sweden, so yeah, I guess I will see her more now, even because when you live abroad, it's difficult to travel because, difficult to travel. You don't have so much time because you go back to your country, you show your family.
Exactly.
If you are in one place, when she comes, I can always see her. We don't have to coordinate all the flights.
How many are you in the family?
We are 2 sisters. We are 3. I have 2 sisters.
2 sisters. Okay.
And I have a niece that lives in Sweden. A bunch of cousins everywhere.
Everywhere.
In Germany, in Ireland,
Nice.
Yeah, and I miss them.
I understand, man. I understand. My family's a nutcase. They're nuts, but yeah, it's my sister. If you hear it, Merav, I was just saying to my sister, I love her. It's all fine. It's just, it's so good to have like a healthy family connection,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Because family can just drive you up a wall.
That can be horrible, or it can be really good. Yeah, I think. Anyway, families are always complicated, so there are always conflict. There is always conflict.
Yeah. Who's the one that said? I think it's Osho or something. I think we talked about. It's like if you think you're enlightened, just spend 3 days with your family. You know, if you think you're spiritually enlightened, spend 3 days with your family, and you'll see that you are back to square one.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's like sometimes you miss them a lot, but on the other hand, you go back there, and at some point, like I want to go back to my home.
Yeah, you're like,
home.
oh, that's why I lived for 20 years somewhere else. Oh my God! Like, I mean, I had this moment. Like, my brother passed away a few months ago, and I went to the family, and I thought like I had this like I should move like back, you know, and bring my family, and like my wife was up for it, and let's do it, and then I got back to the Netherlands, and I was like, fuck that, man. I'm staying here, man. This is like insanity there, you know, just like leave me alone. So it's good to, but I haven't been there for 6.5 years, so it's been like this romanticized thing, you know. What would be the advice you would give yourself, Santiago, that you just moved to the Netherlands?
If I moved here,
when you moved here, the advice that you would give yourself now, with all the experience that you have.
Well, it's funny because also the Netherlands now, they are not the same than when I arrived. And actually,
buy Bitcoin,
and actually, in this sense, in the same way that I was happy I was living in Spain because I was very fed up of my country and politics. I'm not so happy about how things are going here either. So there were many changes during 2010. There were a lot of subsidies that they were cut for culture. They never came back. And I see that also the interest in the Netherlands for culture is not the same that it was before. Now everything has to be a business and everything has to make money.
True.
And that limits very much what you can do or what you have to do. So advice, enjoy and learn so much, because for me what is more special about the Netherlands is all the nationalities that you have here, all the different cultures.
So many,
it's so enriching. You get so much from all of them, and try to speak Dutch from the first day.
Yes.
That would be a good advice.
Yes. What was your process with that?
Oh, my process is very difficult. I think I'm still in process. Well, the thing is that I tried to learn Dutch at the very beginning. I had lessons, but as I told you, 90% of my colleagues, they were foreigners, so we were speaking always Dutch
conservatory
in English.
Conservatory vibe, yeah.
And then when I was working in IT, also in English, only in English. Half of the company was in Croatia. We were communicating in English. So I, for my work, always had to speak in English. It's different. My wife, for example, because she was teaching, two kids, then she could practice more the Dutch. So I was always learning, I was studying. Because I could not practice it, I was going every week to conversations in the public libraries. There is always a day that you can just have conversations in Dutch with volunteers or other foreigners. So
ik wil graag een boterham.
So,
welke boterham wil je?
No, it's like really,
ik wil 1 portie frit.
Well, this is more like for the
hagelslaag.
So I could practice it there. And besides my Albertine Dutch, because that, of course, you learn that to do all your basic stuffs in Dutch, you do it. But just to have conversation, that's difficult.
It's difficult.
You don't have friends. And so I'm still in the same spot. It's like I don't. And now with my wife in speaking Spanish at home and with my son, and we really don't. I don't practice it so much. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And with the work that I do, always in English. So things maybe would be different if I had different work.
Yeah.
Or if maybe I would speak it from the very beginning, I would have different opportunities that I don't know. But I think that it's something that somehow I'm always a bit sad that I could not use it more. Or
it'll be funny if you go back to Spain and become this like Dutch whiz.
No, I will go to Spain and then I will register to Dutch lesson.
Exactly.
No, but it's something that somehow I don't want to cut either. No, it's like
I mean, it's interesting because I remember just having this. At least for me, it was at some point I couldn't take it that I felt outside. I felt ashamed even at some point, like that I've been here for X amount of years and I'm still like, can you switch to English and stuff like this? Yeah. And the funny part is, and then because I'm very driven by my curiosity, and then I was like, I gotta understand this. Then I got a gig to teach in a music school, and it was like all Dutch. Yeah. And my Dutch was so bad that I didn't even know that I got the gig. It was so bad, dude. It was like, because I played it so cool, and I was like, ik ben Avishai. It was just horrible, you know. And they called me to tell me that I got it, and I was like, oh, okay, ik begrijp het, okay. And I didn't know even that they told me that I got the job.
So you didn't go?
No, but then they sent me an email with like, oh, congratulations. And I was like, oh shit, I got it. Yeah. And then when I went to the second job interview, like to the second rollout, they were like, are you happy that you got it? I was like, yeah, ik ben heel blij. I was like, because I didn't. That's funny. They thought I was playing it cool, like hard to get, you know. It was just really.
You know, I have a friend that it was the opposite, but with very bad English. When he came here to do the entrance exam to the conservatory, he didn't pass the exam, but he didn't understood. So
yes.
So he was so happy, and then he came in September. Yeah, of course.
No.
So he had arranged everything,
my God.
and then he was listening the lessons. Well, he was super angry in the administration because his name was not in the schedule. So he was shouting to everyone in administration because his name was not in the schedule.
Wow.
And then he was going to listen
Dude, that's like a sketch.
He was listening the lessons of all his colleagues. And then he was asking to the teacher, when is mine? And because you didn't put me in the schedule. And then he didn't understand it, like, but what are you doing here? But in the end, he stayed in because they thought that he was so persistent that
wow. So you can just like, pillage yourself into the conservatory.
He didn't know. He didn't. And during the lessons, he could not understand anything that the teacher was saying. And he was saying that it was very bad. That's horrible. That's very bad. And he was like, I know. And they were telling him, his friend he said that it's not going very well.
It's like that, man. It's like that. Do you watch Seinfeld? Did you ever watch Seinfeld? When Kramer was working in this office, but he wasn't working in it, and he came to the job, and they were like, "I'm looking at your reports, and it's just horrible work. Have you ever worked?" It's like, I don't even work here. I don't know what.
So. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Language makes some some very funny situations. Yeah.
Oh, it's too funny. Wow. Oh my God. Oh, that makes you think of situations where I would just speaking Dutch, like in the beginning, and I would say just stupid stuff. And the kids, the great thing with kids is that they laugh and they correct you.
Yes.
You know, and for them they don't speak Dutch, they just speak. So they were just like hammering it down. And the funny thing is that I really wanted to understand what is said around me. Yeah. And then when I started understanding what is said around me, I was like, this is so fucking shallow most of the time. It's like, no disrespect. Ik hou van jullie in Nederlanders. That's not this. But it's just like, it was just koetjes en kalfjes, like everything is like, oh, hoe is het? Alles goed? Oh yeah, oh, kijk naar weer. Oh, it was just like, Jesus. Anyway, Santiago, thank you so much for doing this episode. It was great.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, good laugh in the end. Is there anything you would like to plug? You know, your flight number that you're going to go to Spain or no?
No,
nothing
okay. Special. No. I would like to see you as a guest, and Joao, I would like to see you both.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Looking forward to see you both.
Yes, we're going to do it. We're going to do it for sure.
Nice conversation.
Number 100, we said. So we have
good plan.
48 more to go. We're going to get there. Yeah. I think it will be cool to tell the story. Santiago, again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
People that have been listening there at home, thank you so much for joining us here at Into the Score. You know what to do. You know how it's going. Like, subscribe, share what we're doing. We have like so much content being thrown at the algorithm constantly. This beast, you know, just like constantly. Comment. Any type of comment is good. You know, engagement is engagement. So if you want to just go at it in the comment section, go at it. Or if you want to just be nice to each other, also you can be nice to each other. That's also a plus in our society, to be nice to each other. So thank you again for joining us, and we will see you at the Festival of Ancient Music, playing in tuning of 315. That was very specific.